Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Old Forge football and a huge football victory for the Blue Devils last week as they beat Southern Columbia. Joining us is senior linebacker, tight end, leader, punter, you name it. He's got all the titles, and just a great young man, Shane Schuback, the coach's son. And Shane, it's hard to come back to earth after last weekend's victory, but you guys have a game coming up Friday night, so you guys got to keep that in check. Tell us about how you guys are feeling this week.
We're feeling real great, John. Not a lot of people are banged up. We just started cramping toward the end of the game, so we're trying to, stay hydrated. But, after winning Friday, it was a great accomplishment, especially for Old Forge, not just us, not just, for the seniors, but as a program itself. I couldn't ask for a better victory between the coaches and the calls they made and my teammates and how the seniors put in the extra effort, because we didn't want the season to end. But it is real hard coming back down to earth after being the number one team in the state of Pennsylvania, but we have to, if we want to keep on playing and make it to Hershey, we got to come in, just like any other week. We have to prepare just like we did for Southern Columbia, come in with the right attitude, the right mindset.
Well, that victory last week, things could not have started any worse. It was a horrible first quarter. They convert on 3 third-down conversions at first drive. They go right down the field. They score a second time. And then that third time, they were a yard away. They have a penalty, get called back. And that was a big turning point because somehow, you guys gained a little bit momentum with the guy in the backfield and Brandon Yuskevich.
Brandon, I can't even tell you where to start with him. He's more probably one of my best friends my whole life. Especially like last year. I told Joby the same thing the other day. He really didn't get a lot of touches last year with Brian being in front of him. Bubba was just so good, but I think he knew that. And when the season got over and he seen how much we lost by one point, he really put that underneath his belt and went to work in the off season. I'm not going to lie. I don't know no harder working kid than Bray. He embraced the role of getting the ball 50 times a game and just taking a beating and doing whatever he could to make it, get the team the W. And I think the last couple of weeks, with these hard teams he's been playing, I think he's really embraced and enrolled the fact that he knows his job on the team and what he could and cannot do. I couldn't ask for a better game from him, Friday. I told him before we scored that last touchdown, hey, look for me. I'm going to be peeling back, looking for someone to hit. Next thing you know, there's 2 people on him. I chip those 2 guys off, and there he goes, streaking down the sidelines. He is probably one of the best and hardworking kids on that team, if not the hardest working.
And the feel-good story about a kid like Brandon Yuskevich, I can't think in all my years of covering high school football, almost 2 decades here in northeastern Pennsylvania, of a first-year senior that gained 2,000 yards and the kind of year that he has had, the impact he's had for this Blue Devil team.
It starts with these big dudes up front. You got big boy Ryan Posh, Poppy, Corey Sullivan, you got Joey. Even the one-year starter out, Troy Benson, he's new, but he's giving us the best he could, all he could. He's doing a lot for us too, but Brand's doing a good chunk of it, but oh my God, our line is just demoralizing.
And you guys, you're not giving yourself some credit, and I know you feel it on the inside, but you and your linebacker friend who plays some tight end or fullback sometime, Schuylkill, you guys seal that end, so then he's able to get around the corner a lot of times.
Yeah, Jordan's real good at that too, because we're so used to using our hands and we're so hands-on at the linebacker position. If we need a nice block to seal the edge, my dad will throw me and Jordan in that tight end, so we could do it right, left, or even if we need to go the middle, that's when me and Jordan go to tight end. There's so many things that could happen. Me and Jordan, we can catch the ball, we could run with the ball, we're not afraid to get hit, and that just makes the opportunities and things just so much, so much more things we could do out of it.
Shane Schuback here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Shane and the linebackers between you and Jordan in the inside, incredible. The front 4 are great, but then you got outside guys and some D-backs that are help supporting that run that come up and then you're containing things as well. Those guys, again, not enough credit there. It's a full team effort.
Yeah, on defense, we Matt Trotta is a one-year starter out at outside linebacker. He was actually supposed to be an inside linebacker. But, him and Dan Holland talked about it. So, Matt was like, hey, whatever you got to do to get me on that field, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And he's like, all right, well, we'll throw you an outside linebacker, get you in, like roll you in a little bit, we'll see what you could do. He really embraced the fact that he was going to have to start too. And Bobby Rinaldi, I couldn't ask for a better and crazier kid on the outside next to me. Jake is a great leader with the defensive backs too. He's him and Brandon Vay. Vay got a little mix in last year, but Jake, him and Vay, I can't tell you enough how good they are. And they're talking, we got Joey Gutowski, another little sophomore in there, and he's giving us some looks. And, Jake's telling them all this stuff, what to look for, this and everything else. And these D-backs are coming up a long way. And Brandon Vay, I'll tell you what, John, if we play next week, watch how he comes up, like the running back as he's coming. I remember the first time when we played Denver, he didn't want to come up and hit Quan and all, not a lot of D-backs too. Size of them. But I'll tell you what, the second game, I've never seen him more physical and fight to the ball ever.
We're talking some football here. Shane Schuback sounds like a coach himself. Of course, his dad, Mike, is the head football coach at Old Forge. And Shane, you guys get to spend, again, if it isn't perfect enough at Old Forge that you guys have that family atmosphere, but you guys get to practice a little bit during Thanksgiving week and then play a football game the day after. So it kind of goes together, family and football in Old Forge.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because right after Thanksgiving, a bunch of the seniors and I we were going to get together and have a little thing, with some of the younger kids too. But I don't for it. I'll tell you what, it's family or you're nothing. I grew up with these group of seniors. They're like, I tell everybody this, they're not even like seniors. They're like brothers to me. I can't even tell you how many times Brandon, Big Boy, Jake and Jordan, me, Steve Mascara, all these seniors, all we do is just hang out. We don't need to do anything special. We just, come over, watch a game. That's what we do, and that's how we are. So when we see one of us on the field, hey, keep your head up. Like Troy, when he gets upset, Big Boy's the first one to say, hey, don't worry about it, big guy. Scratch it off. Get this one this way. You know what? 9 times out of 10 after that happens, he'll do twice as good on that play. It's like a brotherhood down here. We got all each other's backs. It's really something special.
And the special part, in addition to that, Shane, is the recruiting process for all you guys. Some guy, some week, is making other coaches look at different guys, and I think it's become contagious where you guys are probably going to be getting bigger and bigger looks as this season continues to roll here, and whether it's Polish up front or yourself or Sequel or we got Pappy. We got a lot of guys.
Yeah, and that's another thing, my dad really tries to tell us not to. He's like, don't worry about your egos. He goes, your egos could come after the season. He goes, they're not worried. He goes, if you guys are in this as a group, like I know you are, he goes, we'll make it to Hershey and this and that. Me and Ryan right now, the main thing, and Jordan, all of us seniors are, we're not really focused on worrying about, like, all this recruiting process. Right now, our number one goal is to get to the state championship. But hey, don't get me wrong. Big Boy's getting called from Colgate and all these other colleges, like almost every day. I just got phone coach on Rake down in Millersville. It's something different, John. It really is.
Well, it's a great accomplishment. I know the town is literally going bananas, so it's great to see. We hope that you guys can continue this run, and everybody in Old Forge definitely rooting for the young men that are hitting the football field. So, Shane, thank you so much. Have a great Thanksgiving, and best of luck Friday night.
All right, thanks, John, for having me.